Right guys, in this video I'm going to be breaking down Alfie Gets Hard's $640,000 funnel. I'm going to be breaking down what's working for him, what's not, where he can improve, but mainly how he's been able to generate so much money, and then also how you can copy him, which I'll get into at the end of the video. Now to get started with this, the main top of funnel is the awareness content, which is all the business creator content, as well as his main piece of content here, which is his main following account on Instagram. And then he's created a business account, which is more of the analytical style, which is more like green screen, going over videos, analyzing what they're doing right and wrong, which is always good for any creator. Just like straight up here, educational content is going to convert the best. So if you do have a front facing brand that is doing really well, it's pulling in a lot of views, I would definitely recommend, like what doing Alfie does, is creating a second account, which is more focused on business. Same is also good with YouTube. YouTube does it even better if you do a lot of YouTube stuff and then you switch to more of an analytical YouTube channel. Even just having two channels, it's going to really help drive a lot of higher quality traffic to whatever your offer is. So then for the top of funnel, he's obviously got his YouTube here, which is more of he's got some analytical stuff in here, but a lot of it is just kind of traveling and top of funnel view and entertainment content. He's got some podcasts in there. So it's just a mix of everything. Very good long form content. As I said, got the business kind of Instagram, got the main Instagram, and then he's got an X channel, and then obviously just a couple others like LinkedIn, but these are the main ones. And obviously TikTok, which he does very well on, but that's honestly basically the same as Instagram in terms of content there. So at the start, we've got awareness, which is he's pushing all his organic stuff, as I said, Twitter, IG, TikTok, and then YouTube. And then he's also doing paid advertising, which is the meta ads and Google Discovery. I can't remember what his CPM was. I think it was like 21 when I was looking into it, something around there. So he's doing decent with the ads. Obviously, ads is a decent part, but getting to know obviously Alfie in terms of like how long I've been seeing his content for and seeing kind of pop up. Organic was a big driver, definitely at the start for him. So obviously, this video is really targeting those guys who are wanting to make a lot more money from their content. So you're probably not at the stage where Alfie is at the moment, or you want to get to where Alfie is. Definitely start with organic. You always want to validate your offer with organic at the start, and then you can move into paid ads as you keep going, as paid ads are going to honestly really restrict your profit margins. If you can start with organic and just build up a lot of cash reserves and build up really good cash flow at the start just with the organic content, you're going to be in such a good position that then you can move into paid ads and also have a lot of capital you can use for paid ads to really make them work and scale so much harder. But you just do got to remember, like, it's honestly what your goals are at the end of the day, as ads and anything will restrict your profit margins, right? If you want to be running super lean, then you really got to be careful with ads, as you can kind of cook your profit margins there. And then they're pushing to lead capture. So this is the main area where they're going to be starting with their kind of ascension model. So they're going to start with either a free PDF or a free webinar or a content engine Notion, which is a $29 offer there. Now, whenever you're creating these kind of offers and whenever you're pushing people from organic usually to an offer, you need to have something to get them in the door. You need to capture the leads. You need to start to build a huge email list and get a bunch of SMS, bunch of phone numbers, bunch of names, bunch of emails, and start just building up a huge database. No matter what level of creator you are, you could be 500,000, you could be 2,000 followers, whatever it may be. Just start whenever you can. As soon as you finish watching this video, start capturing leads, whether it may be a free PDF, which is so simple to do. Get ChatGPT to create one in literally a couple of hours. Design one, make it look decent. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. All people are going to do is put in their email for it. Make sure it's valuable. Another one is free webinar. Like at the start for creators, I probably wouldn't recommend doing webinars straight out the gate. Webinars can be really good, especially if you know how to speak well, you know your offer really well. I definitely think webinars can be very, very good, especially the free ones. If you validate your offer and you know you've got the right systems in place to be able to upsell these people. Webinars can be really good for pushing to, some people push to low ticket straight after a webinar, but a lot of the time you can just push straight to, say, a discounted high ticket product or like your core offer but discounted. And if you've done that right, your core offer should be around $1,000 to $2,000. But for at the start, like if you're starting out, a free webinar might not be the best as your offer isn't validated. Maybe you're not as confident speaking about what you're offering. So I would kind of put this in the back pocket here for when you are in more of an established spot. Then webinars are very easy to do. There's a lot of softwares out there that help you run and track webinars. Another one is really good is a $29 or like a low ticket offer. They've used Notion. The thing with like all this lead capture, the more templated and the more plug and play you can make it, the better. As a lot of creators are going to be offering lead magnets, going to be offering a PDF for this, a PDF for that. Like realistically, as I said, you can generate it in ChatGPT, and a lot of people are going to do that in ChatGPT. They're going to offer a bunch of them, and it just looks really cheap and silly. But if you can offer either something for really cheap or something for completely free, and it's plug and play, like you can actually use it, you're gonna pay money and it's gonna bring you value, then that is the best possible thing you can do. So whatever you do for your lead capture, really try and make it usable, really try and make it actually valuable to the person. And as I said, like $30 thing for a content engine in Notion, like that's very useful for them. All they have to do is create a template once for Notion, and then it's just over and over again. But that's super useful. Like anyone's gonna love, especially if you're a beginner, you're gonna love something to be able to manage all your content and plug and play stuff. And if you're always using it and you build it into your foundational like tech stack, then there's always a memory of, hey, I bought this from Alfie. I always use this from Alfie. And then if you see his content again and you get retargeted, you're like, hey, I use this, it was really useful, and that was only for $30. Maybe his $1,000 offer is gonna be really sick and I should buy it. So just something to keep in mind, whatever you capture leads with, try and make it usable, try and make it super valuable and something that you can kind of hook them into and make them use it like over and over again, rather than just reading a PDF once and discarding it to the side. Then they obviously nurture you. So when they capture you as a lead, then they will push you to an 8 email sequence. This is for Amplify. I think I got one of the emails here. Yep. So this is just one of the emails. Super simple. Just put it on my burner and was getting them and having a look at what they were doing. But very simple. All they're going to be doing is just objection handling, like showing you the micro wins. Case studies are a big one. I don't think I've seen an email of a case study yet, but I assume there's one of the case studies in here. But like just the micro wins, handling all the objections, talking about the dream state as well. Like in this one, he's talking about flying first class, right? Like if I'm a creator, I want to be making money. I want to be flying to Dubai, whatever the dream is for a lot of these creators who want to make money, then I want to listen to this. I want to read this and I'm like, wow, that could be me. I was in a 9 to 5. I was stuck in a 9 to 5 when I was scrolling social media on my lunch break. I want to be flying first class in a year, whatever it may be, right? So talking about that dream state is very helpful. Talking about your journey is very helpful in the email sequences. Handling objections is one of the biggest things. How can you make sure in this email sequence you can answer all the questions, answer all the objections? So once the email sequence is over and they push you to sell or upsell, then you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be ready to buy as they've hit all the nails on the head, right? And you're able just to be confident in buying from them. Then they've got the SMS for the webinars. As I said, webinars at start might not be best, but if you're a more established creator, webinars can really work depending on your offer. So then they'll be using, I'm pretty sure it's Twilio. I think that's how you say it. They'll be using Twilio for the SMS. Pretty simple. All these lead capture is going to be email, SMS, and name. So they're going to be hitting you with SMS reminders. I think it's like 3 they hit you with, if I'm right. And then they've got obviously a hashtag for a lot of social proof across Instagram, X, TikTok. Just that way, like they run a lot in affiliates with Amplify. Amplify is built largely on a lot of affiliates and a flywheel of that when you come out of their program. And just a lot of people will want to be in the program and then share the program. So if you can create a lot of social proof around your offer, that's going to be even better, because unfortunately at the moment, honestly, like a lot of creators that are doing really well with their offers, there's not too much social proof as, honestly, not to say too much, but a lot of the offers don't work that well. And a lot of these, say, lifestyle creators and people that push these offers, they're going to get people in, they can get them on a quick sale, like 10K, right, 15K. Somehow their setters have just done so well to get these people who maybe can't even afford it, but they've got on like a 10K deal, 15K deal, whatever it may be. And then these people are still going to realize, wow, like this is good, but is it worth it? And then that's just going to hurt the sales, right? And that's also going to be very hard to build social proof off. But if you have a really good offer that provides a lot of value to these people, and you're really confident in what you do, and everyone's giving you a ton of really good reviews, no matter what price point you're at, you can charge 20K, but if it's that good and people really love it, 100% start getting on social proof. It's going to be the biggest way. Like at this point, with all these creators offering offers, all these offers out there, the more social proof you can have around your offer, and you've got other creators, you've got other people who are already creating content talking about, hey, I was in Amplify's program and it was really, really good. You can have as many case studies, testimonials as you want, but for someone to create a post under their own name on their social media, talking about your product, basically risking a lot of their reputation, if anything, then people are going to see that and be like, wow, okay, this is actually a real program. Someone's posted a whole video putting their reputation on the line for this program. It must be good. So social proof is a huge one to nurture a lot of people. It's also very evergreen in the fact that you don't have to do anything. You just say, hey guys, can you make a video? If you're comfortable, do this. Maybe I'll give you a discount if you guys make a video. There's always ways to incentivize people, but the more ways you can push them out there, especially with the social proof, the better it's going to be. And then they're going to push you to sale. So it says here Typeform, but honestly, it can be anything. Typeform, Tally, there's a bunch of form builders, but this is what they're doing at the moment. So if I click on Alfie's thing up here, it'll take me to this page here, which is very simple, very nice. As I said, name, email, phone number, bang, that's all the leads captured there in this form. Obviously going to get your IG handle. You can set up with some stuff with ManyChat. It's a little bit hard as there's a lot of restrictions on can you message people straight away on ManyChat? You can't. But there's a lot of sneaky ways you can get people to opt in to like ManyChat sequences, which is very good as nowadays everyone's on Instagram. Everyone wants to be contacted on Instagram. And email, it's harder to get. Emails are a lot trickier in terms of open rates and stuff like that. But if I'm getting a message from a large creator, I'm probably going to open that, especially if it's an IG message. So if you can get the IG handle, and then there's many ways you can kind of opt them into a ManyChat sequence, that's going to be very good for you, as you can get them on multiple touch points there. If you can get them on IG, phone, email, then that's 3 major points right there. You can get them on. IG is going to be amazing, phone's going to be amazing, and even same with email. 3 touch points there, you are hitting them everywhere, and it's going to be a really good way to nurture them and get them to basically buy into your offer. Then they're going to get your kind of where you're at right now, whether you need a launch, grow, convert, scale. All of these are going to lead to different like conditional logic. So if you want to launch, they'll push you to more of a launch program, grow, etc. And then same with this, they're going to obviously qualify you on, can you spend $10,000? Can you spend 500 USD? The only issue that I have with something like this is realistically, I could afford $10,000, right? But maybe I want this cheaper. So I'm going to click 2,000 to 5,000. I'd be interested to see what their conditional logic and backend is for that. But this kind of stuff here, it can work, but realistically, the average consumer is going to want cheaper. Even if they can afford 10,000, they might want it cheaper. So giving people the option to choose cheaper, I don't think is the best. If anything, your cheapest should be what you're honestly pushing for. So say their main offer was 2,500. There is honestly no point in having a 500 USD, because say there's someone who wants to spend maybe 2,500, but they're like, damn, this is my last 2,500. I'd love to do this for 500, and then they're going to click 500. Whereas you could say, hey, the cheapest we can do, 2,500. So you're going to get that person anyway, and it also just values your offer at a high price. And then if you want to have like 5 price points, you just put from the 2.5 to the 10K, you just put 5 price points in between 2.5 and 10K, rather than having the option for 500 USD. I mean, they could be doing it just to push to low ticket, but in my opinion, don't try and allow them to be able to push to a cheaper price. That's what it looks like. Pretty simple. Put in your information, and then they'll be sending you messages from email, SMS, whatever. And then after I've done that, they're going to be pushing you to a strategy call. Now, this is from podcast, from what Alfie and stuff has said. It's sitting around 28 to 34%. Do not quote me on this. A lot of this is, as I said, like rough prices. These are rough, right? They've most likely increased. They could have changed. I know there's like another 15K done for you offer in this that I haven't put here. But these offers are pretty rough, right? They're not going to be set. But roughly 28 to 34% on a 15-minute strategy call, pretty good. I would say this is like decently high, especially since for 15 minutes, that's pretty good. Because usually you'd want, like the time to close should be quite interesting depending on your offer, how much content you have. But the amazing thing with Amplify and Alfie and what he's done is he's got so many content points, like 188 posts here, 200 posts here, 1,000 videos on his YouTube. That is hours and hours and hours and hours of content. Someone can binge all this content, binge all this content, binge all this content, scroll through his X, have a look at his TikTok, and then they've just watched hundreds of hours watching Alfie, and they basically know this guy at this point. They feel so comfortable in buying from him because they've watched so much of his content. So the good thing is, with content, you get so much consumption, especially with YouTube. So if you're any creator right now who wants to be running a really high quality and good offer, just be creating a lot of YouTube, create a lot of long form content, Instagram content. The more content you have out there that someone can binge and see that you're a real person, that you're trustworthy, that you're an expert, that you're an authority in the space, then the high chance they're going to be able to close, especially at a high price. So for 15 minutes close rate, that's pretty decent, considering it is only literally a 15-minute call. So that's really good. And then this is what their payment plan, I think, looks like at the moment. I think this is a cohort price. So their main offer is like a cohort where it's like a set amount of time. You either pay $2,000 for 1 seat, or you pay a 3-pen payment plan of $699. Pretty simple, as I said, rough prices. And then after you purchase, so you go through the cohort, I forgot what the name is, like Amplify something, but it's like a cohort, pretty simple. It's going to help you as a creator launch, scale, grow, whatever you want to do there. And that's what they're going to push to. It's going to cohort. It's not monthly, as I said, it's maybe a 60, 90-day thing, whatever it is. Post-purchase, so after you've purchased and after you've also finished the cohort, you're going to have the main cohort here, which is like the 6-week one. And then you're going to have a membership, which they're going to upsell to you. So as I said, this is for the cohort here, which is the 6-week thing here. And then after that, they're going to push you to a membership call thing, which is around $100 a month. So they get you off this. If you've done well, they're going to push you to Amplify Plus, which is basically a membership, which is a very good model, right? As they get you in, they get you at a high entry price that you're going to be comfortable with. They got a payment plan, which is very good. That's for the 6 weeks. So you get all these workshops, templates, community access. And then after this, they've given you access to the community, right, which is really good. They've given you a kind of a taste of what it feels like to be in this community. You're going to be building relationships with these people. You're going to be talking to them. Alfie and whoever his team are going to be hopping in and answering questions. You can ask them questions. And then after this 6 weeks is done, they're like, okay, you're done. You don't want to just be ripped from this then. You don't want to be in a community. Like if you're in a community in real life, you're making a friend group. For 6 weeks, you're with these guys, you're hanging out with them. And then for some reason, you just cannot hang out with these guys anymore. You are going to want to stay with them as you've built the connection. That's why this is such a good, honestly, downsell, because you've already got the community access here. You've been in the community, built a bunch of relationships, but you don't want to like leave that, right? So then they downsell you to $100 a month. And if you've got an entry price of say $2,000, you're going to be very comfortable paying $100 to have access to this community, as those relationships are going to mean so much more than $100. So that's a really good downsell. And then the other one is then the elite coaching. Now, this price I think is a little bit different. I think it might be $4,800 for one-on-one. They also have a $15,000, I think they still have it, $15,000 for a full done for you funnel build, where they would build out your whole funnel, which is another really great upsell, but that is going to be only for the top 5 people in the cohort. So they'll take the top 5% performers, the best performing people that they know that they can get really good results for and scale, which is good. As there's going to be a lot of people in here, a lot of creators who, like, they might do all right, but they're not going to do as good. So they're going to take the top 5% performers who are really crushing, they know they can scale, get them on either a one-on-one coaching deal or a 15K done for you, which is another really good upsell here. As I've already got the results, and if they are getting results, they're also going to have the money for this, and they're going to be willing to pay as like, damn, this, I got results from 2,000, what can I get from 4.8 or like a 15K full offer build. So these are the two kind of downsell, that's upsell, and then that's downsell. This is the main offer. So really good model here. And then after this, they're pushing to an affiliate program. This is a real big part of Amplify and a lot of other programs and a lot of what other people aren't doing, which is the affiliate program. So 30% commission, I think it's roughly, I think it's 20% like minimum on recurring. There is some things you have to get to, like you have to have gone through the cohort. I think there is some requirements there. But either way, rough is around say 20-30% commission. They use Partner Stack at the moment, and they obviously give you like promo materials and give you guidelines on what you should be posting. But the affiliate program is a killer, as you're going to go through this, you're going to build a lot of relationships. If the program is good as people say it is, then you're going to get results in some way, shape or form. These results are going to lead to more views and link back into the social proof. Like I always was just talking about the social proof, how it's really good if you can get into your offer a lot of people who are willing to post about your offer. So then if you can get them to fully go through this, they're already maybe talking about you on social media and organically, and then you get them on an affiliate program where now they're going to get commission from pushing people to it, then this all links back to awareness. So the more people that they do and the more creators that they push through here, the bigger they make these creators. Now they're even more incentivized to have higher quality results. That means more views for these creators and allows them to address a bigger market. As say they have 5 main creators, or say it's just Alfie. It's one person trying to reach a certain TAM, search and total addressable market. There's only so many people he can technically reach depending on how good his content is. But if you get, say then 10, 30, 40 other people, I think it's 40 active members at the moment around there for affiliates. But say you hit even just 30 other creators. Those 30 other creators have now access to an even bigger market. They've got different viewers. They've got more followers. Now you've just combined all these followers and all these viewers back into your program, and you've just expanded in such an amazing way your whole program, and you've just allowed it to reach so many more eyeballs. And yes, 20-30%, like that is a decent amount, but realistically, if you're going to be able to scale so much more, you're going to still get more money. It doesn't matter. And then you can always scale this back down as you get more people into the program. But either way, affiliate programs are amazing, especially with this kind of content, with basically content creators helping other content creators that are going to push other content creators and their own followers, and it's just going to allow for so many views and just take advantage of so much organic traffic here, which is the main thing. Now that was just a quick overview of what Alfie's funnel looks like. pretty good. I really like how it's running. So that gives you a really good idea of what someone like Alfie is doing at his level. So then how can you copy this? Very, very simple here. You're going to have traffic sources, social media and paid ads. As I said before, over here, he has Meta. He also has organic. At the start, just start and validate with organic. Organic is going to be the easiest way. Does not cost anything. You don't need to have any skills in running paid ads. Organic is pretty simple. Get on the camera, start posting, start talking about what you can do. Obviously, then it comes into editing, pacing, like all the little nitty gritty stuff with organic content, but it doesn't matter. You can easily learn that. Just start with organic content. Really build and validate with your offer. Same with the webinar, as I was talking about before. You want to validate your offer, right? You don't want to launch an offer and you don't know if it's going to work or not, and then start running a webinar or paid ads and doing all this stuff that you don't need to do. All you need to do at the start is just start posting organic content, get people in with organic content, and validate that the offer is good, it's valuable, and it's very helpful, and it's also scalable. Then you want to get them in some kind of lead capture. This could be a free guide download, make them sign up to an email. As I said, if you can make it plug and play, if you can give them a lot of use cases for this lead magnet, the better it is, the more they're going to come back to you, and they're going to be happier to actually receive emails and receive notifications from you. Like, I wouldn't be happy if I signed up for this thing. It was a terrible PDF that I knew was generated by ChatGPT. And then I start getting messages by you, by your email, SMS. I'm like, who is this guy? You just gave me a terrible product. I don't want to hear from you. However, that changes if it's a really good product for such a cheap price or it's completely free and they get so much value for it. They're like, wow, this guy's hitting me up again. I'm really interested in what he has to say. Like, there's a big change just from the quality of your lead magnet. Then you're going to want to nurture them, have a lot of value in case studies. At the start, if you literally have no anything from like organic content, like if you have no case studies, no testimonials from any clients or anything, like you're just starting out, use yourself as your testimonial. Even if you've only got 5,000 followers, you've still learned something from 0 to 5,000 followers. You can say, hey, here's how I got from 0 to 5,000 followers. Here's what I learned. And that's just a testimonial in itself. And then obviously as you go, as you push more people through your program, make sure you're getting testimonials, case studies, as that's going to be so good in emails, help just block a lot of these objections here. Say, hey, creator X got this result, or person X got this result. He got this much money. He got this much return on ad spend. He was able to feel more clarity. He was healthier. Whatever your offer may be, the better you can have the case studies and testimonials and the value in the emails, the better. Do not be scared about putting value out in organic and free content. Just put an immense amount of value out. Not everyone's going to watch it. And there's also a big difference. If you give value just for free, people are going to say, okay, that's really valuable. That's really helpful. But you could say the exact same thing in paid and they're going to get more from that, and they're going to think it's different from how you said it just because they paid for it. So there's a different emotional shift and different framing there, that you could say the exact same thing as you say in organic, which you shouldn't, but you can, and it still be of value to them as they're going to listen to it more as they've already paid for it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Then for obviously they're pushing to a quick strategy call, you could do the same. You could also just make this an hour, do an hour and a half if you wanted to, probably not, but you can, it doesn't really matter how long you do it, but you want to get them on a quick call at the start, no matter what you're offering, even if it's low ticket. It's just best, as I said, to validate the offer. If you want to validate the offer, make it as good as possible, hop on every call you can. At the time, it's not scalable, yeah, but that doesn't matter. Just hop on every call possible, talk to every lead, get a really good idea of how everything's working, what they're interested in, as there's a huge difference between texting them and then hopping in a call and really get to understand this person. And this person could help you craft an even better offer from their own pain points. So always hop on every call you can at the start. Doesn't matter what it is, hop on the call. And then, for example, cohort program, you could run something similar to what Amplify is doing, which is like a 6-week set course, set program. You get community access, you get course access, you help them with X, Y, and Z. Maybe you're a fitness coach, you help them with that. Maybe you're teaching creators, maybe you're in finance, who knows, right? And then I just put here for platforms, I made a video about the platforms and kind of which are the best ones to use at what stage you are, so you can have a watch of that. But just quickly, like WAP's more Gen Z, schools again a little bit less, not so Gen Z, but more of that older demographic. WhatsApp, Discord, Telegram, all pretty simple. If you want to start, you don't want to pay any money for the platforms, use Discord, Telegram, and WhatsApp. Very simple, very easy to start. If you're running a program, maybe just do it on Discord. That could be a little bit easier. Honestly, it doesn't matter where you do it. WAP, schools, probably more when you're a little bit established. Circle is very, very good. Can run you a lot of money though. It can run you like $500 a month if you want everything from school. Slack is good. People start on Slack. Slack's really not the best though if you want to scale, but a lot of people like Slack because they use it quite a bit. But Circle is probably one of the best, but you're going to pay for that. So at the start, just use WhatsApp, Discord, or Telegram. And then you can create an alumni membership like what Amplify is doing. and really take advantage of the referral program, push it all the way back to your traffic sources, and then you just keep running, and then you can incorporate paid ads as you grow. So this was a decent video on how you can make a lot more money from your content by copying what Alfie is doing. He's got a great funnel here. Hope you got some value from what he's doing, and it gives you a really good idea of what large creators like Alfie and his team are doing and what they're running. As I said, these numbers aren't hard set. They could be changed, but it gives you a rough idea, and then you can copy him in this very simple way. Obviously, this is very simple. There's a lot more nuance to this kind of stuff, but it gives you a very good idea of how to get going. Just start with organic, validate, and then you can push to paid ads. That's probably one of the best pieces of advice there. So I've got many other videos talking about how to make money as a content creator. As I said down here, I've got a video on the best platforms to use as well. If you've got any questions at all, shoot me a DM on X. My DMs are always open. I'll also put a link down below if you want to work with me and my agency. And apart from that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.